Can you find x? Today, the Math Jedi is going to help you find x by adding and subtracting. Are you ready? Here we go. Today, we're getting into the wonderful world of algebra and solving. We're going to go and find out what that elusive x is going to become. So find x, right? That's what it's all about. And we're going to start off nice and easy. We're going to focus just today on only solving by adding and subtracting. So we're just going to go and focus on those two things. I'm going to have some other videos you're going to find out on the channel when we start adding in multiplying and dividing and everything all together. But just today, we are just getting going on adding and subtracting. And there's some things that I am very particular about. So I am very particular about something that I call the slash method. Now, this is not a slasher horror movie. Nope. This is math, a slash method. That your questions should always look like this. And basically, your questions should be getting smaller as we move along in steps. And you show all your steps. It's like eating your vegetables. It's just good to do. Show all your steps. If you do this, your teacher will absolutely love you and shower you with lots and lots of A's and marks and top of scales and all sorts of grade-based praise, because that is the key. And also, when you get a little bit older, you will really need to be able to show, have to show all your steps. And the great thing is, if you make a mistake, you always get almost half a mark on tests because you show your work and teachers can easily see where you went wrong and just help you out a little bit. And you know what? We all kind of make mistakes. So if you make a little tiny mistake somewhere, it shouldn't distract from, do you understand the concept? So do realize you need to show all your work. Okay. So how do we all start this? The first particular thing was the slash method. I did have another one, is that we work vertically. So there are some students that I always see that work horizontally, which means going all the way across their page. I like to work vertically. I like my students to work vertically, and I find that it's a little bit easier to find their math thinking and for them to show their work, and it's a little bit more clear. So I would like you to also work vertically. And let's just get into it. Should I do my whole concept on this? So there's a golden rule. There's a few golden rules, right? Golden, not golder. Golden rule. It's two words. Golden rule. The golden rule in life is do unto others as you want them to do unto you, right? Just be kind, be nice. Because we like when people are nice to us, right? So just be nice to other people. Kind of makes sense, right? But the golden rule for math, of course, is what you do to one side, you do to the other. And my idea I always use for kind of an idea, here's two people on a teeter-totter or a seesaw. Seesaw, teeter-totter, whatever you want to call it. I think people in Canada, I'm from Canada, call it a teeter-totter. Seesaw works as well. But basically, if these two children are the same weight, then it'd be perfectly like this. But if you went and added some, if you went and added a pumpkin onto this one, so here's a pumpkin, right? There's a little pumpkin. There you go. What would happen? Then all of a sudden your teeter-totter would go down on the right-hand side, and this guy would go up, and this person would go down, right? So the idea for math is you have to do equal things to both sides. So what you do to one side, you do to the other side. On each side. So if you're going to go and subtract 2 on one side, you need to subtract 2 on the other side. We're talking about sides. We need to understand what we're talking about. So the best thing, there you go, is to show you some examples. So here we go. We're going to start off really, really easy. X plus 4 is 10. Now, I already know you already know the answer. You're like, ooh, you're thinking. You're like, is this really going to be the hardest question that we're going to be getting? As you're like thinking, oh, what's the answer? Oh, I know the answer is going to be 6. I know what it is. Oh, I can just skip this video and go and do something else. I can go play Minecraft. Well, it's not about getting the answer. It's about the process. It's about the concept and showing your work and all that kind of stuff. So one thing I saw, and honestly, I never used to teach it this way, but I've seen some students do this. And they do that to show that there's two sides to the equation, the left side and the right side. And the sides are determined where the equal sign is. It's not by how many numbers are there and that kind of stuff. So it's just determined by wherever the equal sign is. You draw a line and you have the left side and you have the right side. I thought that was a pretty neat thing, actually. And I've started to show that to my students now, and get rid of this now. And some of them seem to really like it. Up to you. But anyways, I'm going to go, and what is your actual thinking? This little guy shouldn't be thinking about the answer. He should be thinking the following. How do I get x by itself? There. That's what it's all about. That's what algebra is really all about. How do I get x all by itself? Well, back to the two sides. There's two sides here, right? So how do I get x all? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to get rid of? I need to get rid of this positive 4. How do I get rid of positive 4? What's the opposite of positive 4? It's subtract 4. If I do it to one side, I do it to the other side. I draw a line because I'm super neat. And here we go. Now I go and add. There's nothing here, so I'm adding 4 plus negative 4, which is 0. That disappears. And x is going to be equal to 6. There. Okay, so this is what I'm kind of looking for. And keep that in mind. Your goal is to get x all by itself. That's it. Now I'm going to give you a bunch of examples. Here we go. These are all adding and subtracting examples. So let's just start off again. I guess x plus 2 equals negative 7. Again, I'm going to use different colors because I like using colors. I'm going to subtract 2. I'm going to do the opposite of positive 2. I'm going to subtract 2 here. Remember that we are adding. So we have x here. Negative 7 plus negative 2 is negative 9. It's not negative 5. That would be the common kid mistake. So negative 9 like that. Let's just keep going on with examples. All right, so let's see. What can we do for some numbers here? Let's show you something tricky that I have seen a little bit. Sometimes you'll see stuff like this. You'll see the x be on the other side. I know, this is crazy, right? So it'll look like this. Again, there's two sides to an equation. It's fine. You need to get x on one side of the equation. It doesn't matter if it's on the left or the right. It does not matter. Students freak out when it's on the right-hand side. I don't understand, but they just do. Don't be that student. Okay. So how do I get the x to be all alone on this side? I just add 8. I'm going to add 8. I'm just doing the opposite. That's all I'm doing. Just doing the opposite. I'm going to add, of course. So this just, remember, this just cancels out. That's why I do it. It's all gone. See ya. And I bring this down. And this is just going to be x. This still says equal. And this is 18. Now, if it makes you feel better, you can just go on and write this. X equals 18. There. You feel better? Okay, good. What other kind of things are you going to see? What other kind of stuff are you going to see? What else are you going to see? Oh, you're going to see this. You're going to see things that maybe they don't use x. Maybe they use, I don't know, d. And you see something like this. Negative 2 plus d, take away 5, is equal to, I don't know, negative 3. So this will have a little bit of simplifying to do. So I'll use different colors. Again, we want to simplify on this one side. So on this one side, it works like it's a barrier, right? So you just kind of simplify your terms on this side. So I'm going to go and simplify this to negative 7 plus d. And this is still is equal to negative 3. I'm going to go and add 7 now to both sides. So I'm going to go and add 7 to both sides because I want to get rid of that. I'm going to add 7 here. And that is going to leave me with d being equal to 4. So sometimes you will have to go and combine like terms on one side. We're going to get into some more complicated stuff, but oftentimes when you're just starting out, you are going to see the questions that will be having things like that. Let's do one more. I'm just going to squeeze in one. Let's get some red in here. Sure. Let's do maybe the same sort of idea. Why not? Let's do 10 plus what letter never gets used? E. Take away 9. is equal to, I don't know, 7 take away 3. Why not? So again, you have two sides that you're going to be simplifying. So you get two sides. Let's get this the color here. So I'm going to go and combine these two terms, and I get 1 plus e is going to be equal to 4. I'm going to go and subtract that 1 from both sides. See how I like to draw the little line there? And you get e is equal to 3. And there you go. All right, so you've seen solving by adding and subtracting. Hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe, like, share. Get me more subscribers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, enjoy finding x in the wonderful world of algebra.